Hey, my name's Ben, and I'm gonna teach you how to make a fire. So this one is my campfire ring here in the backyard, and I have little gatherings out here, and it's a nice big heavy-duty steel ring. It keeps little embers and sparks. If the wood were to pop or something like that, it kind of catches those little pops, and then it will contain it so it doesn't jump out into the grass and start a fire or something like that. So it's kind of important to have a little bit of a protection, a ring, a rock ring, or maybe you're backed up against some rocks out in the wilderness or something like that. It's helpful in kind of containing your fire so it doesn't get out of control and go where you don't want it to go. So you'll need some things to make a fire. Obviously you need some wood to burn of some type. Kindling is important to starting your fire as well. So let me see if I can get this down. So yeah, some smaller pieces of wood, some kindling to get into here and get the fire going. Even littler pieces are important too. So something like this. And then having some little something to light with a match is important as well. Paper, this happens to be a cereal box. If you have, what else are some things? Potato chips are really good to light. The bark from some trees burns really well and lights good. Something with wax on it, a wax fire starter. What else? Steel wool burns. Lint from your dryer is a really good, it lights up really quickly for this starting piece, that kind of thing. Some other things that are handy when you're doing a fire are a hatchet for chopping your wood up a little bit smaller, making your kindling. Here's some wax here that I have that's oftentimes comes in handy when I'm doing this. You need some matches because I don't think you're going to be rubbing sticks together out here to make a fire and stuff. And if you're making it inside your house in a fireplace, I like to use like a blowtorch or something because it's handy to have right there, because it starts it a lot quicker than having to find little kindling and that sort of thing. If you're doing a fire inside your house in the fireplace, it's important to understand how the dampers work so that you have your dampers open and your fireplace is getting enough air to start the fire. And then once the fire's really going and getting hot, you turn those dampers down so that it limits the air supply coming into the fireplace, and then it doesn't get too hot. So understand that about your fireplace as well. So let's see. There's a couple different methods that I think are just fine for making your fire. Some people call it the teepee method, and some people call it the log cabin method. Teepee basically means you're making a little teepee with sticks like this, and then you're making your fire underneath so it comes up into the teepee. So that's one method right there. The other method is to kind of make a little log cabin, kind of like let's see, Lincoln Logs as a toy when I was a kid. People would do that. So you're making a little cabin just like this, and that's pretty easy to do, and it's a good way to start your fire. So let's see. The way I like to start out is I like my wood, my heavier wood here in the fire pit, so it can start. Obviously I can't take a match to this wood and light it, so you need it to start preheating and getting hot, and that's what my little log cabin's for, right in here. If you don't have wood that's shaped like this, and it's just logs like this, then when you place them in the fireplace, I like to place them next to one another just like this, so that I can do my little log cabin in between the pieces. One thing about fire is it likes to, the heat reflects off of things like the side of this log, for example. So the heat reflects off the side of this log, bounces off the other log, and kind of makes the heat get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you were to just put this log in there and then do your little log cabin right next to the log, it may take longer for this log to light because it's harder for the heat to get into it and really get it going. So there you go. So let's put our little log cabin here in the fireplace, in our fire ring. Just like so. if you need some smaller pieces, you take your piece of wood here and you can whack it with this here hatchet and make the pieces smaller. You don't have to hit it too hard because you don't want to chop your fingers and stuff. You just want to split the piece of wood. And that's kind of how we use this here. I like to put a little bit of this paper in there in my little log cabin. And I'll put a few more pieces of small wood in here to get going. Looks like my log cabin's kind of falling apart here, but as long as it does the job, we're okay. So a few more pieces. Just like so. We get them in there. Then we can either light it with a blowtorch, or most of the time we have a match. Sometimes I like using a little bit of wax because wax burns really well and helps my fire get going. So you can always stick that in there, and that might be helpful. Hopefully it's not too windy or rainy out. Hopefully things aren't too wet, because that adds another layer of challenge to your making of a fire. So yeah, not too much fun. Hopefully your conditions are ideal for doing that. So now we have our paper lit, and we'll take a moment for our paper to kind of get in there, and we can add a little more wood if we want to once it gets going some. So here I have a few bigger pieces of kindling for starting the fire. I like to kind of lay them in here a little bit into that flame. Another piece right there, we'll see how that goes. Another tip or a trick that you can use to help make your fire go a little bit quicker is if you blow on it, that will make the flames grow larger, and it'll go a little bit faster or help it to light a little bit better. Here I think we're doing okay with it just doing its thing on its own, and that way I don't get to have a face full of smoke. So yeah. So I guess we'll let that go for a little while and then see where it goes. I hope you found this video interesting, and it taught you a few skills that maybe you didn't know about lighting a fire, or starting a campfire, or lighting a fire in your wood burning stove at home, or the fireplace, something like that. So there you go. What else? Like my video if you want to. Subscribe to my channel for more content, more different things in life. So there you go. And signing off.